let's talk about this season a little bit at 8-3-1. How does this season compare to your championship season and also the one that you went to the Super Bowl and darn near won the thing? How did this team compare to those?
No, we had a lot of depth that year that we went to the Super Bowl and won it, and so we felt like coming into this year that we had similar depth across the board, and we've shown that. We've dealt with a lot of injuries this year, and we've been able to bounce back with the guys that have been on the depth chart, and so we want to be consistent in that, and it's part of us. It's part of us just holding each other accountable and being responsible for the guy next to us, and making sure that we're all prepared for the game plan going into the week, despite who might be up that week. So we've been doing pretty well, and I think the depth part of it is what's been holding us together more so than anything.
But in terms of just the intangibles, does it feel like it? Does it feel like those years right now?
No, I would have to say it's different. It's a little different. Obviously the Super Bowl season was all new to us just because we were going through, having the success that we were having. But this year it feels a little different. We've been there, we've done that. We're trying to be consistent, stay consistent. We've had our bumps and bruises, but we're picking up steam, and so it feels a little different, especially because the Super Bowl season we didn't have as good of a record at the halfway point as we do now. So it's a little different in that regard.
Yeah, and plus you're not sneaking up on anybody now, Doug Baldwin. I mean, do you feel like you're being circled in film rooms across the defensive landscape in the National Football League before you step on the field?
Well, it does feel like defenses are playing us a little bit differently, but that could be attributed to a lot of different things. Obviously Russell Wilson's been dealing with some injuries, Jimmy Graham getting back to healthy, Tyler Lockett getting back healthy. So there's a lot of things that you could account for that. But all of us on the offense, we're just trying to do the best that we can with the opportunities that we're given. So whether they try to cover me in a different manner or whatnot, it doesn't really matter because we've got so many weapons on our offense.
Rawls too. I mean, some of those lateral moves on this past week was ridiculous on Sunday night.
We call him Supercuts.
That's a great nickname, Supercuts. That's fantastic. And I saw Lynch walking around there on the sideline.
Yeah, he brought some energy to our sideline for sure in his bright orange shirt that he wanted to wear.
How often has he been around this year?
He's been present, I should say.
Okay.
He's only been in the facility or around the team for in person maybe 2 or 3 times this year. But he's constantly talking to guys, constantly being the great teammate that he was when he was here, in terms of just being encouraging and supportive in the ways that he is.
Doug Baldwin of the Seattle Seahawks joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. How is Earl Thomas? The tweet kind of scared the crap out of a lot of people right after he got hurt.
Earl's one of those guys where he's going to tell you exactly what he's thinking, and he's going to be completely honest with you. And that's why a lot of the guys in the locker room love him, because he's a genuine human being. But, the thing about Earl is that right after it, after the game, I went and spoke to him, and he was upbeat, he was positive, he had a good aura about him, and so I think he's going to be all right. He's going to be the competitor that he always is, and he's going to go into rehab and do everything he can to become Earl Thomas again, and I have no doubt that he'll be able to do that.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.